Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take about the Wall of Moms. First, let me thank my subscriber BNR1 for turning me on to this link. BNR1 said this is hilarious, you got to check it out, and you were not kidding. You could check it out at thewallofmoms.com. BNR1 put wallofmoms.com. That's actually a different site. So you want thewallofmoms.com. Now, for those of you who don't know, in the Portland riots, this wall of moms showed up to protect the rioters because, the boomers needed something to do apparently. But you gotta read the site. It's hilarious. It's all full of. Well, let me read a little bit of it. This is the about page, Wall of Moms. Of course, it's got hashtag Black Lives Matter. Calling all moms. Let's do what we do best: defend people. I, I think there's a little bit more of a specific definition for mom. Moms defend their children. They don't defend people. They defend children. Their children specifically, but hashtag Wall of Moms is a PDX based network of Wimix. It's women spelled with an X where the A should be, or E should be, and non binary mother identifying folks, FOLX, dedicated to supporting the current civil rights movement and end police brutality by defending and supporting BLM protesters on the front line and online. This is how crazy the extreme left has gotten. They can't even spell things anymore. They can't just so it's not only women who are moms, but any non-binary mother identifying folks, which essentially can be anybody. Because if you're part of the extreme left and intersectional feminism, you believe that gender is just a construct, and so anybody can be a mom. You identify as a mom, therefore you are. If you identify as a mailbox, therefore you are. If you identify as a dragon, you are. It's a world of fantasy. This is the most extreme of the LARPing I've seen in Portland, which I assume PDX stands for. I guess it's Portland downtown area. But let me continue. As most of you have read and seen on the news, protesters are being hurt, in parentheses, without cause. Not true. There's plenty of cause to go around if you watch any of the riots. And by people of color, BIPOC, does that stand for by people of color? I guess. Protesters are being targeted the most. I've seen no evidence of that. I haven't even seen that many people of color at the protest. It's mostly all white people. As of late, protesters are being and how do you even target people of color when you're dressed like Black Bloc? You're dressed head to toe with gloves, hoodies. You've got stuff on your face. There's almost no way you can tell what race people are. Andy No has been posting all the people who have been arrested. The vast majority of them are white, pale as the moon. As of late, protesters are being stripped of their rights by being placed in unmarked cars by unidentifiable law enforcement. No, they're totally unidentifiable. They were wearing badges and numbers, and they say DHS and police on them. They've got the patches. That is a total lie. We moms are often underestimated. Yeah, well, I mean, you moms are often underestimated because some of you aren't really moms. You're just role-playing moms. But we are stronger than we're given credit for. So what do you say? Will you stand with me? Shouldn't that be us? Will you help me create the Wall of Moms? Us. You should say us. Quote, as soon as you become a mom, something is triggered in you. It's primal. It doesn't matter if it's your kid or not. You're going to help them. If you see a kid drowning, you're going to jump in the water. Unquote. Well, who did you quote? There's no one here to quote. That's weird. God, this is a terrible page. Join with us, help defend protesters, and send a clear message to the world that hashtag Black Lives Matter. They're not protesters, they're rioters. The protesters don't need any protection. Protesters are peaceful. Now, this was the About page. So let's go to the front page, Black Lives Matter, for immediate release. Dear moms and all who love support moms in the movement, which I assume is Black Lives Matter. No mention of Antifa anywhere in this, even though Antifa is all over the riot. Today we are pleased to announce the deepening of a powerful collaboration that will more firmly root us in our collective goals of ending racism, healing historic and ongoing wrongs, and doing the hard, much-needed work of healing our society and world from the legacy of colonialism, racism, and white supremacy. Yeah, this sounds like my mom. If she was out of her mind and had swallowed a gender studies program. While we started with the heart-centered and courageous goal of bringing mothers together to stand against fascism, racism, and authoritarianism, we quickly found ourselves in a problematic but predictable place. Too many of our group admins were white women. Okay. Realizing that this was problematic, oh, don't you love the language on this? We reached out to Teresa, Rayford, and Don't Shoot PDX, who have long been doing the work regards to addressing systematic racism and fighting social change. Through the and there's no link here. Put a link in so we know who these people are. I mean, if you're trying to recruit moms, put a link in. Through the relationship we have built with Don't Shoot, we quickly realized that there is no context where white or non-black women should be leading a group whose goal is liberation and justice for black people. So in other words, you want to help, but you can't be in charge. Okay. For this reason, we're eager to announce that all white group admins have relinquished their roles. How incredibly racist. Not one of our group admins struggled with this decision, and all have chosen to stay on in powerful roles in service to the group and movement. There's a bunch of I don't want to read any more names. Our leadership is entirely composed of black and indigenous women from the most impacted communities. Again, this is all racist. You're picking people based on race. In this moment, we ask you to take the time to both read this post and consider what skills you have to give. Think about how you can participate without seeking rank or power, and welcome our new leadership. We deeply thank you for all your service, blah, 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 blah. Through a powerful discussion, we envision an ongoing collaborative, non-hierarchical system of support that will directly impact the most impacted communities. Do you not see the hierarchy it just created even in that sentence? You're putting groups of people above you. You've done it. You've already done it. There's already a hierarchy. You've already created it in this. You can't have a non-hierarchy. To have a non-hierarchy, everybody must be exactly equal. In a spirit of humility and service, all talents, skills, and gifts are needed to emerge even stronger as we move forward. Specifically, here's our outline, a bit of the vision. Oh, this will be great. This will be great. I might have to do a second video on this. Mutual aid. Mutual aid is a form of non-hierarchical community support that does not rely on charity, quote unquote, but on the concept that we as equals must all give and receive in different ways to manifest the society we want to live in through action. What does that mean? That's such a bunch of gobbledygook nonsense. We all give and receive in different ways. Well, then it's not going to be equal, is it? It's not going to be equal. Somebody in a wheelchair is only going to have so much to give to the movement. Oh, my God. Someone who's destitute is not going to have much to give. Someone who has a job. Oh, right. Nobody has a job in the movement, probably. All right, I'm going to skip over that. Reparations and economic autonomy. Oh, this will be hilarious. While reparations can take many forms, many forms, it's like a magic show. Reparations can take many forms. We are interested in how moms who have financial savvy, resources, and capital can provide direct support to create greater economic autonomy and viability for black people. That just sounds racist right there. It sounds like you're assuming all the black people are poor, especially moms and elders in our community. How can the moms of all backgrounds with knowledge of finance help to create pathways to financial success, home ownership, and other forms of direct financial support for black moms who have been marginalized from this kind of information? I I thought you guys were a bunch of commies and wanted to be equal. How can the power of white moms, oh my God, it's so racist, or moms who live with the privileges of whiteness use leverage to pressure banks and credit unions to change their practices so that black moms are no longer treated poorly when they walk in? Wow. Wow. What a bunch of assumptions there. Ugh, this is so racist. It's so racist. You people are racist. I mean, you assume all black people are poor, all white people can help, all white people have money. I mean, everybody's a collective in these people's eyes. Political action. How can we use the movement to mobilize our many voices into one voice for change? Well, you're doing it by annoying everybody on Twitter and everywhere else. You've already done it through cancel culture. Thanks a lot. It sucks. And people are finally pushing back. So, you've hid behind the Black Lives Matter movement. Now you're going to try to hide behind mob. Not going to work. Not going to work. Direct action. Those who are able and are still needed to link arms and hold the line. Yeah, while you guys make a line, people behind you lob frozen water bottles at federal officers. You're going to jail. What are your kids going to think of you then? Oh, I went to jail protecting the protesters. I got 10 years. Yeah, because you attacked a federal courthouse and attacked federal officers. You're going to prison. Federal prison. You're going to be like Homer's mom, only you'll be in jail. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read the rest of this, but I got to read some more at the bottom here. Calling all moms. We meet again at Salmon Street. They have a meeting. Oh, excuse me. There's a couple of bullet points here. That's what I wanted to read. These are funny. Bullet point 1. We listen to black leaders. We are here to follow their direction behind the scenes and at the justice centers. We go where they tell us. Well, what if some leader tells you something really stupid? What if they tell you to attack a federal officer with your fingernails? You gonna do it? You gonna go to prison? And why? Again, it's like, oh, we listen to black leaders. Well, people of color, I thought that it was a bit of an expansive thing, but I guess you only listen to black people because it's Black Lives Matter movement, I guess. But again, it all sounds very racist to me. Our goal is to push the media to turn the focus where it belongs. Black leaders in bold. Where are these black leaders? Who, the Marxists, the self-proclaimed Marxists who lead Black Lives Matter? The ones who are funneling money to the DNC? Or the members of Antifa? We will use our white bodies, not our white voices. That's dumb. Bev's vision, Bev is one of the women in here, was that we moms would take some physical hits in hopes our black and brown kids, friends, neighbors, and loved ones will be spared some pain, to summon that mom warrior spirit to protect our kids, all our kids, to let the feds, cops hit, gas, shoot us first, not to be the voice of the movement, okay? Well, you understand you're breaking the law if you go into federal property, right? So, it's one thing for civil disobedience. It's one thing to stand there and then the cops come up to you and you refuse to disperse, and you get arrested. It's another thing to stand there while people behind you lob projectiles at people. A lot of us haven't put our bodies in harm's way like this. It's really scary and awful, but it's what's been happening to black and brown bodies for years. Talk about your liberal white guilt. Holy crap! And then there's a photo gallery. I don't want to show these people. I'm not trying to call anybody out here. This is just all my opinion. But they're looking to get more chapters going. Look, this isn't helping. Wall of Moms. It's not helping at all. Antifa has infiltrated the Black Lives Matter movement, and you are not taking the hits for Black Lives Matter. You're taking the hits for Antifa, for the Marxists, who have a clear agenda to abolish the police and destabilize the entire United States, and to usher in a socialist, Marxist, communist utopia that ain't going to be good for your kids. Not going to be good for you. Not going to be good for anybody. So stop it. Okay? Just stop. This is ridiculous. They've already done very deceptive things online. There's the picture of that mother who, one of the Wall of Moms, who's being arrested, and she's sort of reaching back in the picture, right? And the federal guy's like looking up, kind of surprised he's in a picture, and he's arresting her. And people are like, oh my God, this is terrible. They arrested this woman and hit her, and blah, blah, blah. She was one of the people who I believe breached federal property and got caught. You can't attack and then say, oh, don't hit me. You can't like keep going like this at someone and then they finally take a swing at you and go, oh, he attacked me. You can't do that. And you certainly shouldn't do it with federal officers, because this election's going to be over and you people are going to disappear. Or at least you should. I mean, a handful of you dummies might actually try to do this again, and then it's going to be bad. So stop sending yourself to prison. Stop this whole mess. You know what moms are? Moms aren't violent. Moms don't allow their kids to do bad things in public. Moms respect authority to a certain degree. They're nice people. You're not moms. Okay? This whole ruse doesn't fool me, and it doesn't fool a lot of people. So stop it. Just stop.